Hi and welcome to the walk-around video of yet another amazing classic car at Oldtimerfarm. I'd like to present you the BMW 730 injection 730i from 1989. And classic cars is about emotions. And this car is incredible. Let me explain why. When I was a kid, I was sitting here and my head was here. So over the shoulder of my father, and this was the 90s, and there were no real limits on speed. So in the 90s, I was sitting there and I was holding on to these. See these bars from the headrest? A small kid, born in 76. So I was like 14 years old, and I was looking at the meters and what my father was doing back in the day when he drove these cars hard. This was fast, this was reliable, this was luxury. This was the best money could buy. So this is the first model after the shark nose design, and the BMW started to experiment with a little bit rounder edges. So this is the limousine, and what makes this car so special is the history and the current condition. I don't know if you noted, but this little lamp here is on. That's because the battery is switched on. This car is a survivor. It's from 1989, so today more than 35 years old. And it looks like a car that is like 6 months old. Everything here, apart from one minor detail, is factory. That means that the yellow-green thing that you see is from the protection that the factory put on there. So this is a manual car, 5 gears, with a lot of nice options like power steering. Injection is obviously standard. It also has the luxury leather seats, but also aircon. And if you look at this isolation. This is undamaged, untouched, and in excellent condition. This is the era where BMW, like all the other brands, started to use a lot of plastic. And plastic has the characteristic that it doesn't age well. So this is plastic, the dashboard is plastic, and so what you see on cars that have been used or badly stored is that everything looks worn. Same thing with the wheels, same thing with the rubbers on the doors. This car feels fresh. And it's not a first paint car, it has been repainted. But if you look already in 1989, BMW was looking for luxury using double rubbers. So to have superb sound and wind isolation. So wood finish, special soft leather, of course adjustable seats, 4 electric windows, original radio, and everything works. Let me show you the interior. So this has the first generation of small computer, automatic air conditioning, and look at the little legs of the digital clock. Most of the time, as well as the display on the Blaupunkt, there's always one leg not working, missing, etc. These buttons are broken or used. This is everything as it should be. Of course, it's an old car like this, it should be switched, pushed inside. But the car has 87,000 kilometers, of which a few were done recently, I think some 3,000 kilometers in the last year, which means that this car is, you sit in it and off you go. So we know the full history of this car. This car was consigned to a French diplomat in Brussels. And he wanted, of course with diplomatic plates, something that stands out. So he put yellow lights. These are the original lights. It's only the glass that is yellow, and drove it around on a diplomatic plate. It was used very scarcely, that's why the mileage is so low. So even the fog light is yellow. And so here we come to something interesting. This is the plate. In Belgium, we have historic car plates. That means that if you drive with an O, Oldtimer, you can drive everywhere. You don't pay tax, but there is a possibility for excellent cars, because you have to do the MOT every year, to drive on normal plates. So this is a normal plate, like a second-hand car. That means that this car can be used for professional kilometers. It used to be a big deal, because historic plates before, you could only use it in a very small radius around your home. Now all the silly legislation is gone, but still some people, like the owner of this car, prefer to have a normal plate on a car that is more than 30 years old, to be able to use it wherever and whenever they like, even for professional kilometers. So I've rarely seen, and I have a lot of Ferraris around me, but I've rarely seen a car that is in such a well taken care of condition. It has never seen any moist. It was always stored inside, so there's no traces of rust. Also, these little plastic lights here, they break, okay? So this is, everything is as it left the factory. And yes, this is not the special model. It's not a 750 or a V8 or whatever. It's a standard 6-cylinder car, but the condition is so good and the recent maintenance is so good that this is a second to none offer. It's not cheap, but this is only about emotions. If you have had the opportunity to know these cars when they were young, when they were second-hand, or when they were new, this car will make you cry, because you sit in it and immediately you are catapulted back into the 80s and 90s with the perfect feeling, and not only while we're looking at it and we're showing it, but also when you drive it. So if you want it, it's an incredible opportunity. We have it for sale. Come and find us in Aalter at Oldtimerfarm. Thank you very much for your attention.